And coming up in the featherweight division, Sheymon Moraes, Jesse Stirn. Sheymon Moraes looking to bounce back off a loss. He's the one who got knocked out by Brendan Loughnane. He still wants a spot in these playoffs. Jesse Stirn is making his PFL debut.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get our next fighters to the cage. First, Jesse Stirn.
Stirn told us in a pre-fight interviews that making weight was the most difficult part of this whole process for him, and that shows. He didn't make weight. So Moraes able to win some bonus points here, but Stirn's not going to be able to score any points to get him into the playoffs. It's purely Moraes' show to win here tonight.
Well, Stirn is fighting for his second check. He's fighting for pride. He's fighting hopefully for a spot in PFL Season 4. But look, Sheymon Moraes is no slouch. Coming off a loss, we expect to see him working on whatever didn't work against Brendan Loughnane.
And there is Sheymon Moraes. And again, you know, this is a fighter with a lot of pride, and he's not going to go out there and just play conservatively here. He wants to get some big-time points here against Stirn. He's an excellent striker. He's very dangerous. Does not want to get backed up the same way he did against Brendan Loughnane. I expect him to come out as the aggressor here against Stirn.
And because his opponent missed weight, he's guaranteed 3 points in this bout, but it's not enough.
Yes.
He needs a finish. He wants a finish in order to snag himself
behind you
the extras and a spot in the playoff. Take a look at our tail of the tape. Sheymon Moraes, 1 year older, 1 inch shorter, 1 pound lighter because Stirn missed the 146-pound featherweight limit. And Sheymon Moraes with a 3-inch arm reach advantage. Lillian Garcia starts them off.
Fight fans, we continue the action in the featherweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a striker. Standing at 5'9", he officially weighs in at 146 3/4 pounds. In 15 professional bouts, he has a record of 11 wins and 4 losses, with 6 victories by way of stoppage. Fighting out of Baltimore, Maryland, here is relentless Jesse Stirn. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he is also a striker. Standing at 5'8", he officially weighs in 146 pounds. In 16 professional fights, he has a record of 11 wins and 5 losses, with 5 victories by way of knockout. Fighting out of Niterói, Brazil, here is Sheymon Moraes. Your referee in charge, Keith Peterson.
Sheymon Moraes in the green trunks, Jesse Stirn in the black and gray. Keith Peterson dressed in all black tonight. 145-pound, 3 rounds. A spot in the playoffs on the line for Sheymon Moraes potentially.
Sir, you ready? Sir, you ready? Fight.
Tuck to the gloves and we are underway. Already, Randy, a more conservative start than our opening bout of the evening.
Yeah, absolutely. Measuring, finding that rhythm, trying to measure that distance very well, not going to just bull rush in there for anything. And you'd think Moraes would have a little more fire under his butt because he needs these bonus points to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely has a more traditional Muay Thai approach. Kind of stomps his way into position, hands high, kind of Thai walks into position. And Stirn kind of showing a lot more movement here, but surprised that Moraes isn't trying to get after it a little bit more with strikes to lead the dance here.
The first punch of the fight is a jab from Sheymon Moraes, partially blocked there by Stirn.
Stirn lists himself as a striker, and I asked him about that in the interviews. He's got 5 submissions and 1 knockout, but he lists himself as a striker. He said, well, everybody's got to be able to do everything in this game.
Self-awareness is not always a fighter's strong suit, right? Low calf kick there from Sheymon Moraes.
Oh,
Nice
from
little.
Stirn.
That was slick.
that was a beautiful little sweep there. The Diashu Barai there, you see that in judo. Beautiful little fake like he was gonna kick and then tripped out that leg there.
You know a guy's gonna pick his front leg up when you try to kick it. He timed that, stuck his foot right to that, and pulled that foot right out from under him. Pretty slick move.
He lands all the way inside control, so a lot of the work done early here for Stirn and advancing on the ground. Sheymon Moraes framing the head and neck away. And Kenny, this is where it gets really interesting because urgency off the bottom is important, especially when you need points. But guys are so conditioned to, I know where I'm at, I'm safe here.
Right.
Sheymon Moraes can't afford to hang out down here for too long.
I agree. He doesn't want Stirn to really settle his weight down, and it seemed like he was content to let Stirn get to that side control position. Now he's starting to work a little bit better, trying to shrimp his hips away to create space to maybe get back to guard. There he is, getting back to a half guard, a little bit better of a position now, trying to attack that shoulder lock. Kimura, see if he can roll Stirn out of position or potentially lock up a submission. It's tough to do that, tough to finish it from half guard, but maybe he can reverse him here.
Often this is used as a sweep. You might see Sheymon Moraes try and take Stirn over his own right leg. He thinks better of it and lets go. Keeps the wrist control. Sheymon Moraes on bottom here. Stirn tries to test a right hand from the top. Passes into half guard again.
Moraes needs to dig in with that left hand, get that underhook, and circle towards that side and try and find a way up. He can't afford to spend the rest of this round on his back.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's allowing Stirn to really control that head. And even when he had a chance to frame and scoot out, he's just not doing a good enough job there of preventing Stirn from controlling that head position.
There's the underhook. He's got the position now. If he can start to circle towards that underhook and maneuver underneath Stirn, he's going to try and sweep the other way.
Stirn showing some good control here, just trying to use his weight, letting Moraes kind of carry his weight a little bit and trying to move into three-quarters mount or a potential mount. Nice explosive movement there from Moraes, but Stirn trying to attack the back.
Moraes doing a nice job of coming right over to the fence and using that to lean on, use that solid barrier to keep himself up and keep Stirn from taking his back outright.
Now Sheymon Moraes hand fighting, trying to get Stirn off his back. Stirn pulling and pushing. Moraes looking to dip that left shoulder and face his opponent. Successfully does so. Back to a neutral position here. And now Sheymon Moraes pushes Jesse Stirn against the smart cage. Little uppercut to the midsection there from Sheymon Moraes and a knee.
Stirn doing a nice job with the head position.
Oh! Down and up they go, and a toss from Sheymon Moraes. And now work with the left hand as we come up on 10 seconds remaining. Knee to the midsection again. Stirn drags him back down, and we will see round number 2 here on ESPN+. This season, the PFL has developed a brand new statistic in MMA, fighter performance rating. After every round, fighters receive a score between 1 and 100. Here's the important part. It's not just based on traditional MMA stats that you've seen, like strikes landed, takedowns tallied. More importantly, it's the impact those actions have in every round. It's all measured in our smart cage and pulled into our FPR algorithm.
Sir, you ready? Sir, you ready? Fight.
55-28 FPR score in favor of Jesse Stirn as Sheymon Moraes opens the round with a kick to the body. Randy, I'm expecting to see more urgency out of Sheymon Moraes here in round 2.
Yeah, I think he has to have more urgency. He has got to have those bonus points. He already gets 3 points for the walkover win, and he needs those bonus points if he has any shot at keeping hopes for the playoffs alive.
Even a big finish doesn't guarantee Sheymon Moraes anything, but it's his only chance. And that's right hand! Sheymon Moraes drops Stirn, now some shots to the body. Jesse Stirn is smiling up at his opponent. Sheymon Moraes pouring on some punishment to the body and says, yeah, stand back up, let's do it again.
Stirn standing a little bit too square to his opponents. That's why he's eating those big shots. And Moraes is definitely staying busier, much busier than he did in round 1, and it's paying off.
A flurry there from Moraes, and Stirn is now advancing. Body kick, partially caught there by Stirn. There's Marcin Held watching the action. Big lightweight upset victory over the two-time champ Natan Schultz in his first outing.
Moraes finding a lot more success by being an aggressor and being busier. Stirn doesn't really have anything besides maybe clinch to stop him from doing that. Let's see if Stirn switches things up and goes for a takedown.
Randy, we talked about in the pre-show how an unorthodox opponent can sometimes mess things up. Moraes had some struggles in the first round. Stirn is certainly unorthodox, but I think Sheymon Moraes is starting to figure it out.
He is. He's starting to settle into his rhythm, find his range. He's throwing more combinations, mixing up the kicks and the punches, and he's being much more effective and much more aggressive in this round.
Have you ever had an opponent smile at you the entirety of a fight, Ken?
I haven't.
Freaks me out a little bit, but that's what Jesse Stirn has been doing for most of this bout. About halfway gone here in round number 2. Body kick again there from Sheymon Moraes. Leg kick from Stirn. Body shot with the left hand from Moraes. Nice knee. Footwheel attempt there from Jesse Stirn. He wants that result that he got in round 1.
Very slick from there. That was a very sharp technique.
Jesse's got to be very careful because he's staying in the boxing range. He's keeping those hands a little bit too low. See if Moraes takes advantage of it.
Switching stance there is Stirn. Jab lands for Sheymon Moraes. Body kick again.
Sheymon landed a couple of those body kicks. You might look for him to come up high with his hands so low.
90 seconds left in round number 2. Sheymon Moraes could still snag some bonus points as another jab lands. Trip attempt there from Stirn. This time Moraes stops it. And now he looks to hang heavy on the neck.
Stirn doing a nice job of fighting the hands immediately, protecting his neck.
Moraes shucks him off. Back to the center of the smart cage they go. Nice low calf kick there from Sheymon Moraes. Excellent striking defense here from Sheymon Moraes. It's been stand up the whole way. Jesse Stirn has hardly landed a thing in round number 2.
Yeah, Moraes needs to show a little bit more lateral movement and try to create a little bit more angles here against Stirn.
Test that high kick that you were teasing earlier, Randy.
Oh, nice takedown there by Stirn.
Stirn will finish the round on top here as the 10-second clapper sounds. He's inside control. I lied to you. Nice reversal. Oh! Sheymon Moraes! Kimura victory, the reversal and the submission!
Right before the round was over, countered that takedown attempt with that Kimura, that shoulder lock, and did it brilliantly, got the reversal and got the submission.
Shame on me, fellas. I said Jesse Stirn will finish up top. And Sheymon Moraes said, oh no, he won't.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't see the angle was on the far side. Great stuff there by Moraes. Countered earlier with the guillotine to stop the takedown attempt, and now did it with the Kimura.
The buzzer beater.
It was a loose body lock to get on top by Stirn, but it was so loose, it allowed Sheymon to lock onto that arm, use it as a sweep, and go right to the submission. Very slick.
Here it is. He grabs the wrist, then gets the hand behind the back, and from there, Stirn was gonna get rolled. Was he gonna get submitted? Yes, he got it way behind, got the hand behind the head. And once you get that hand behind the back, you really don't have a heck of a lot of leverage. And once he got on top, he got the angle, threw that leg over the head, and did a beautiful submission finish over Jesse Stirn.
I tell you what, from a striker like Sheymon Moraes, you go from setting up the submission to getting the tap in, what is that, 5 seconds, Kenny?
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
impressive. And it is the first submission victory of Sheymon Moraes' career. Ouch!
that was deep. That was very deep.
Celebration there from Sheymon Moraes, well deserved. The bonus points that he needed. It's still a waiting game for him. He'll have to see if those 5 points are enough for a playoff spot. As we take a look at the Cagenomics stats bundle, a lot of hay in the barn there in round 2 in the striking game for Sheymon Moraes. Jesse Stirn with a takedown late, but the submission attempt locks it up for Sheymon Moraes in a finish. Welcome back to Atlantic City. PFL action continues in the featherweight and lightweight divisions. And coming up later tonight, the MMA debut of Claressa Shields. Rich energy fighter performance rating, 55-28 in favor of Jesse Stirn in round number 1 after that nifty little sweep takedown. Randy, what's the only way that you can score 100 in the FPRs?
By a finish, that is the only way.
Perfect 100 for Sheymon Moraes in round 2. Lillian Garcia makes it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, the stoppage comes officially at 4 minutes and 59 seconds of round number 2. Submission by Kimura, earning 5 points in the featherweight division, Sheymon Moraes.
See you guys in the semifinals. Believe, you have to believe.